For more now, we're joined by Bernard Hayke, professor of Near Eastern Studies at Princeton. Professor, thanks so much for joining us. President Trump said today that the operation in Iran is going to be a short-term excursion. You've previously stated that the Iranian regime will be very difficult to dismantle. Is there a world in which the RGC is removed by this U.S. operation? If not, what will it take?
Good evening. No, there is no way to remove the RGC without a ground invasion, and that's not going to happen. And also, destroying Iran's air force, which was non-existent before this war, and its navy was very weak, is not really much success. The Iranians still have thousands, if not tens of thousands, of drones and short-range missiles. They're still attacking Israel. They still block the Strait of Hormuz. And I think President Trump realizes that they can bring the global economy and certainly gas prices extremely high in the global economy to its knees because of the amount of oil that flows through this area and gas. And that's what's making him reconsider.
Can you give us insight as to how the Islamic regime in Iran has been able to maintain power for nearly 50 years?
Well, through sheer brute force. I mean, they are the ones who have all the weapons. Most of the population doesn't like them, but they're not organized. The population and the opposition is highly divided, and there is no single leader to unite them against this regime. And this is a coercive regime that's willing to kill its own people. It has killed just this last January tens of thousands, if not up to 30,000+ of its own people. So they're very hard people. They're ideological, and they're in a fight for their very survival right now. And they're willing to bring down the entire region and the world if necessary in order to stay in power.
As reported, Iran named its new supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the slain Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. What do you make of this choice, and how will his rule differ from his father's?
He's a harder man than his father's. He's much younger. He's likely, unless he's killed by the Israelis or the Americans, he's likely to remain in power for many decades. And he is going to double down and try to rebuild all the lost military capability that has been degraded in this war and the war last year, the 12-day war that the Israelis and the Americans waged. He's a believer in nuclear power and having a nuclear weapon. And so I don't see how. I mean, basically, choosing him is essentially a way of, telling President Trump that they're doubling down and, frankly, giving the finger to the president.
Iran has also attacked nearby Gulf states like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE with ballistic missiles and drones. How do these attacks change the Gulf countries' geopolitical relations with Iran?
Well, they've never liked Iran much, frankly, and they would like to see the regime moderate, and they were hoping that it would, but they also don't want to see the regime completely fold, because that could lead to civil war in Iran, and that it's a country with 92 million people. A civil war there and regime collapse could lead to a situation like we saw in Libya, and that would spell chaos for the entire region. So they're between a rock and a hard place. They also don't want Iran to keep attacking them. And Iran still has the capability of attacking their desalination plant. This is water desalination from the sea, and their electricity plants. And they could actually do serious harm to countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and so on if they started attacking these vital infrastructure installations. And that's what these countries are most afraid of. They live next to Iran. Iran is an arsonist, and they would like to see Iran, contained but not destroyed.
Professor Bernard Hayke, we thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you.